morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, just to get things started, we're here for the basically medical malpractice issues with Janet and Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I'm representing. And just to start, we wanted to come into this and let you know that we are willing to negotiate. We do want to get this resolved. It's just that there are some things that we felt that the hospital and the doctor should be responsible for regarding, especially for Rebecca's handicap issues that have resulted from the pregnancy. So if we can go ahead and get started, if you have anything to say.
Sure. I really appreciate the fact that you said that you're willing to negotiate because my clients are also very willing to negotiate. We anticipate selling this today. I represent the insurance carrier that covers East Dakota hospitals and Doctors Ra, Ramon, and Bihari, and also Dr. Gibson. So we have a lot of kind of people in play today, but we would very much like to get this settled. And we would also like to say that we are sorry that Rebecca's had so many issues because that has to be difficult for her mother.
Yeah, I will definitely pass it on to them. So what would be your initial offer for us regarding where you think that this should be settled? Around what area?
Well, our initial offer would probably be about $1 million, but what do you think, like, what's the cost of Rebecca's care going to be and all, like, what would be your initial demand?
So there's some issues with that. As far as, and again, I'm very open and with all of this, but there has been some issues on determining the lifespan of Rebecca. And we know that she currently undergoes consistent care, but some doctors have said she won't live to be 10, but she could live past that.
Right.
So we want to be able to cover the costs. I know, especially for her mother, doesn't want to consider 10 being
right
how old she will be, and she's looking to go a little past that to help with those expenses. So I would say where we were starting was probably at around $2 million.
Okay.
And we think that would be able to cover the continued care that she's getting. Also, there's some additional things that we wanted to have looked into as a result, as far as like her spine curving issues that she's having. Trying to figure out, there's some other issues that are from the delivery that have come up as far as with her speech. There seems to be indication of cerebral palsy that she has. So just things to make sure that her mother is able to monitor that, either to provide care for someone to handle her or her be able to do that, because she does have to work and do those types of things. So that's kind of where we're starting.
Okay. And so the $2 million initial demand, if I'm understanding you correctly, will cover continuing care for Rebecca and also for like medical diagnosis for like cerebral palsy and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it hasn't, they think that's what's going on with her, but they're not 100% sure on those things. So that's kind of where we want to make sure and get a definitive answer to get her the proper care.
Okay. So we agree that Rebecca will need lifelong care, which is why we initially offered $1 million. So we would be willing to go up to $1,250,000 to reflect that care that she'll have to have, because we don't want to go to trial with this, because it's not a good case for both parties, because we feel like if this were to go to trial, there might be some questions about your client in terms of like her prenatal care and
Yeah.
things like that.
Mhm.
So that would be our second offer.
Okay. Again, we are trying to resolve this today. So if we could meet somewhere in the middle at 1.5, that would be, I think that Janet and Rebecca would both be okay with that and comfortable with that number. And that would cover everything. Again, like you said, not going to trial, not having to do the dogfight type thing. I don't think Janet wants to go through that.
No.
And
I would not.
yeah,
I couldn't imagine how difficult that would be
yeah.
for her. So we would be amenable to 1.5 million, but I would also like to have a confidentiality clause in the settlement agreement, where basically no details of this settlement can be made public. Ms. Schulte can't go to the media and tell them that her baby was injured from our hospital, and basically standard things to just protect our client.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't exclude them being able to get additional care or follow up from any other locations or anything like that. Yeah.
No, because obviously for medical treatment they can say whatever they need to, just not with the media or anything in the public sphere.
I think that that's something that can be done. I don't think she would have any issue with that. Again, I don't think Janet's not wanting to put Rebecca into that spotlight at all. So I don't think that's anything. I think that would be okay to add in there, the confidentiality agreement for that.
Do you have any other?
No, I think that would be everything. As far as what we would want would be around that 1.5 million, and we can definitely do the confidentiality agreement as well.
Okay, well that sounds great.
All right.
I'm amenable to my clients.
All right, perfect.
Yes.